Let's get Ralph up here, the man himself, the guy that does it all. And we're here with Ralph. He's hot now.
Uncle Talk, you're on the air.
You're hearing it. This is what's going on with Ralph.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
Hi, Marky. Good show.
Hey, Ralph, man. I haven't talked to you. Shake your hand. I think you guys are doing a great show.
Actually, I want to compliment Bad Bob, and the Bad Boys. They played a great opening set, and this place was cooking by the time we started.
That's right. I tell you, they were waiting outside, though, to hear you guys. That's for sure.
Well, they were waiting outside because I know they didn't let anybody in here till about 3. That helps. Makes it look like there's a line forming outside.
That's right. I think you guys are hot tonight. You guys enjoying yourself?
We're having a great time. We play later tonight, as you know, at the Double R Bar, and this will get us in the mood. It's fun to be back here on my own college campus here in Kmsa, my alma mater.
What was that, 71 and 72, something like that?
And 73 and 74 and 75 and 76.
Oh, wow.
I was here a lot of years.
I remember those were some great years for Kmsa College, huh?
The Kmsa College football team was great back in those days, and then there was a little bit of a lull. They didn't win the conference again until just recently, this last few years, and I came here to be on the golf team. I don't know if you knew that, Mark.
Golf team. I know you're a great golfer.
Well, actually, I'm not very good, but that's exactly why I came here, because I figured it was a small school, and I'd be able to get on the team. They didn't have a team in those days, though.
What about the pros? How come you never did become a golf pro?
Well, because, you know, when you play golf, you got to have a wood, and sometimes I wouldn't, and when I think about it, you can't do the wood unless you don't have one. And, no, I'm not any good at it, but I know a lot of golf pros here in town, and we have a great game over at Lincoln Park, right adjacent to our fabulous college here.
Skins? You play skins and all that?
Oh, we play skins, of course, like they have on TV.
Well, I'm sure, I want to thank you personally, man, for doing this gig, and I'm sure everybody on Kmsa College, you know, is grateful that you come over and do this for us.
This is a real event. We used to have shindigs right here in this very same place. Incidentally, this is where I first heard my guitar player, Alan King, play. He was doing some jamming here back in 1971, and I thought then he was a pretty good guitar player, and I decided I better keep him. Magnet, PM.
Yeah. You did a good, you picked a good man, that's for sure.
I don't know if our listening audience realizes you're the one that put this all together, Mark Shortus, by promising us a dinner. And
I've already told them. Yeah,
people came from Denver and Colorado Springs to come play this show, and the students are raising some money. It looks like they're buying beer, which I know is where you're making your money, and they appear to be having a good time.
Well, hopefully we'll generate some funds for KMSA, and we can buy a trunk to haul our remote gear around with. For one, because we have to wheel it around on this typewriter stand.
Yeah, well, that's how you always do it in college. You got to make do. And then when you get out in the real world, you get a chance to really run with the fast kitty.
Yeah. So, what are your plans for the future? You going to be gigging around doing local gigs, or are you going to hit the big time, release a record, or become a reclusive artist?
Those are good questions. I'd like to release a record. And you're in the video business, so we've talked about this before. Video is a good way to make some money right now. If you don't expend a lot, or your expenditures, if they're not real high, you can make a little lunch money.
Videos are fun.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and
it's all experimental to me right now.
There's some talented people in town in the video business. Yourself and Richard Farr. And I'd like to do some work, active, full-time work on it later this year.
Well, I'd be interested in getting with you on that. Now, there was a question I wanted to pop on you here, Ralph, that I thought was kind of cute. It's if you had to come back and live your life over again as an animal, other than human being, what animal would that be and why?
Oh, that one's easy. I would be a belted kingfisher. It's a very small bird that flies very, very fast, and it eludes its prey, and it does everything strictly by its speed. In your mammals, you know that the lions are the fast ones, or the horses, but in the birds, they're able to soar, and the king of birds is the belted kingfisher, and I hope to one day be reincarnated as one, if I haven't already been one in one of my previous lives.
Well, I hope that wish comes true for you. Now let's get to some pertinent questions about music. Let's get your feelings on this one. What are some of the more frustrating aspects of playing music?
One of the hardest things is when you're accustomed to playing to a bigger house, a bigger venue, and you have to play somewhere where you're not really that interested and the crowd is not that interested in you. And what happens is you're a little flat that night and you're not playing good and the crowd's not digging you, and it's very, very frustrating when it's like that. But times like this make it all worthwhile, when the crowd is jumping and everyone's having a good time.
You know, you're about the biggest local star that's hit this area as far as I can remember, in recent memory.
I remember several that made their mark here in town. It's not a big town, but it's all ours right now. Actually, we aren't really going too far. We're going to Delta and Craig in places, so, you know, when you broaden your horizons, things begin to look up, and I can see a bright future for us all.
Well, what do you attribute your local notoriety to? You think it's your...
Well, I gained some notoriety here at school. I was a terrible brat. I had no respect for authority, and I got people's attention. And with this band, Ralph Dinosaur and the Fabulous Volcanoes, we got some notoriety when we used to do the shows at the Timbers and the Bar X by being very blatant. And since then, we've changed the show a lot, and we've gone through a lot of changes. And now we're playing music, and times are really very good.
Well, again, man, Ralph, thanks for coming out, and I really do appreciate it. And we'll be hearing your last set here in just a few minutes, I hope.
Yeah, we're live now, so come on down to the Mesa College Student Center.
Yeah, or stay tuned to Kmsa if you don't have a car.
All right, thanks,
or can't walk here. Okay, Ralph, thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate it. That was Ralph Dinosaur from the group Ralph Dinosaur and the Fabulous Volcanoes.